Hi everyone, I'm Max Shallow. I'm an international business student studying here in the Netherlands, and I'm also the co-founder of Bondi. Bondi is an electric vehicle sharing startup, and I started it about a year ago now with my good friend Chingiskhan. In this video I'm going to talk a little bit about how we came up with the idea and how we kind of made it into a business, and then also how we looked for funding and some of the different learnings that we made on the way. It all started at our university. We have a class called Creating a Startup, where we were then told to work in a group to come up with a startup idea and then to really kind of make a whole business plan for it and see if it's a feasible business. We had seen that in different countries like the US or in France and in Germany, there were these electric scooters that you could unlock with your phone just to drive around the city. We saw that that's kind of a cool way to get around, and little did we know that that's kind of like the future. But we thought that could be a good idea to use here in the Netherlands, as it doesn't really exist. So once we had the idea of what we wanted to do, we went into the city. We just started to talk to different people and ask them if they would be interested in using our services, if that's something they would actually use, to see if this is really a feasible idea. Does this bring value to the people, and would they be keen to use it if it were there? After this class, me and Chingiskhan wanted to continue with the idea because we really believe that it has a future, and we'd seen the potential that it has. As part of the idea at the time was to also create these charging stations. We needed somebody who had more engineering knowledge than we do, as we're business students. So we just went to the engineering building in our university, and we just started asking people if they would be interested to help us, if they think it's a cool idea. And then we actually came across Juan. He helped us with some designs, and he helped us with coming up with different ideas, which was really cool. When you're in a startup, it's really important that you know how to pitch your idea and how you can, in short, summarize exactly what you're doing so that everybody can understand it. So one of the things that we did was we went to this 24-hour business game event in Rotterdam, where we would have 24 hours to work on our idea, and then in the end to pitch it in front of investors, and then we had a chance to win just a small sum to kind of get us started. We made it through the first rounds, and we actually got to the final with, I think it was 3 different companies. We were super confident on that last pitch, and we really thought we were going to win because we'd been preparing for this for a while. But unfortunately we didn't make it. This was kind of a setback in a way. We even discussed about giving up with the whole idea and everything, but we persevered because we didn't want to put all the work we did so far to waste. So we just continued with it and kept going. Now that we've been promoting ourselves on Instagram quite a bit, posting lots of different pictures with people just riding the scooters and trying them out, and just to show how fun it is, this student Amin got in touch with us. He saw what we were doing and he thought that he could help us out. And he was also very hardworking and motivated. Especially at the beginning, it was really important that we built up our network to find out more about the industry, and also so that people know what we're doing. So we were just getting in touch with everyone, adding everyone, trying to set up meetings so that we could discuss what we're doing. And usually these people could then help us out by giving us different ideas, but also just to connect us with somebody else who might be interested in what we're doing, or again has good knowledge in the field. We were also taking a look at the current sharing providers that are active. There's Dot, it's a European scooter company, and they're actually based in Amsterdam at the moment, so we got in touch with the co-founder, Maxime Romain. Chingiskhan made a little interview, which you can check out on his Tenry channel. And we had a good chat with him just to get a better understanding of how the business works, and also he showed us around the office and showed what kind of people are involved in the business. As me and Chingiskhan were getting in touch with everyone and really telling them about our idea, the media heard what we were doing, and they wrote a few different articles about us, and we were present in some different magazines, which was really cool because, well, that's the first time that that's happened for me. What's more important is that it gave us some publicity, and then other companies were getting in touch with us, or people who thought they could help us out. And again, this really excelled our business at that point. Last year, when the summer holidays were coming, I wanted to learn a little bit more about the industry and how the operations work, so I got back in touch with Maxime to ask him if I could work there. And then he gave me a place for the summer, which was really great because I got to see the operations in France, I got to see the operations in Belgium as well, and that really helped because it gave me a good understanding of all the different parts that are involved in the operations of the whole business. Whilst I was working at DOT, Chingiskhan and Amin pitched in front of a regional fund here, which is aimed to help startups find their first funding to get them off the ground. And they actually then received a small voucher, which we then used to buy more scooters, which was great because then we had a physical product that we could actually take to all the meetings, and then people would get a better understanding of what we're trying to do. Also around this time, one of the directors from an industrial park close to here got in touch with us, and he sponsored us some office space because he saw what we're doing, and he also wanted to have the services on his industrial park. It's great to be on that campus because we can talk with all the businesses there, and they're focused on sustainability, so they can help us think of different ways how we can be more sustainable. And again, it's just great to build our network so that more people know what we're doing, and we can come up with different ideas to maybe work together with them, which is always good. As every startup needs to have strong financials, we again went back to our university to ask around if anybody would be willing to help us who has a good financial knowledge. We came across Maxi, and he made a good template for us and helped us get a better understanding for our financials. Of course, in a startup there are several expenses, so we went back to the regional fund, we pitched our idea and what we're doing. Honestly, the pitch could have gone a little bit better and we could have answered the questions better, but they saw the potential and they really believed in our team that we could make it happen. So we received some extra funding. One of my favourite parts about having a startup is that we go to all these different events and meetings, and we get to meet a lot of different people, and we've seen a lot more of the Netherlands and learn more about the culture. We also went to China to have a look at lots of different suppliers and to get an insight on their production facilities so that we could select the best one. And it was really cool to learn a little bit more about the Chinese culture and how to build business relationships. And we had about 6 days in China to go to 5 different cities, so we were busy the whole time, and it was also quite a lot of fun, to be honest. As the business has been expanding and there's more and more tasks to be done, we've been on the lookout for different hardworking and motivated students who can help us out. If you take a look at our Instagram and social media, you'll see it's starting to look quite professional. That's because we now have our great marketeer Hannah, who's helping us out. We also have people helping us out on content creation and on how we can make our business more sustainable. It's nice that we've built up this team because now we can all get together and think of different ideas on how we can improve, but also everybody can focus on the things that they're good at. It's really come a long way from just being a small idea where we're just trying to do something, but now it's really evolved into a bigger vision that we see that there's a future in shared mobility and that it really will have a big impact in the world. And it's not only that we want to have shared electric scooters, but also lots of different types of vehicles. So the system's very simple. You just download the Bondi application. You can then see all the different vehicles that we have. You go up to one and you scan the QR code. Then you can take that vehicle to just ride around the city to wherever you want, and then you can just park it for the next person to use. In the future, this is how everybody will be moving around, because at the moment it's really inefficient to own a car because you just have it parked outside for 95% of the time. But if you have a shared vehicle, it's being moved around by lots of different people, which is using up less space, and it's also better for the environment at the end of the day. We're now at the point where everything is ready, the app is ready, we know exactly which vehicle we're going to use, and at the end of the month we're actually already going to start moving to the next city to get started and to actually start putting the vehicles on the road. It's really been a great journey, but honestly we have put everything into it. We're working on it every day and it takes away all of our time and energy. But now more than ever we really believe that this will be the future and that we're really going to change the way people move in the cities. So at the end of the day, all the sacrifices that we've made have really been worth it. So that was a summary of what's been going on over the past year. Of course, a lot more has happened and I can't really mention every single detail because it would be way too long. For my next video I'm going to look at different startups and how they started and how they raised money. If you'd be interested in seeing that, please let me know in the comments. And also I'd like to grow this channel a little bit, so please like and subscribe. And then I'll see you in the next one.